5 seconds remaining. Here's the Radiant ban.
Dire's ban now. Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to ban.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
The Dire get a ban.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire's turn to pick. Tiny. Dire's turn to pick.
Lena.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dota 2 fans across the world. Probably more of the NA fans, SEA fans. Bit of a clash here between two regions who both had pretty good DPC seasons. We saw SEA do well with Neon at the first major, with T1 second major. NA had a pretty good DG second places.
5 seconds remaining.
And here we're going to see them clash in the last game of the day here on Stream C. Undying.
This is a really important game.
Yeah. For both
Here's
teams,
the Radiant ban.
want to be in the upper bracket. I think it's going to get those wins. They're currently 8-5 on Undying.
And 7-6 on T1.
Okay.
So if T1 wins, it'll be 8-6 on Undying, 8-6 T1, 8-6 EG, 9-5 VP, 9-5 OG. And T1's remaining opponent is TP,
Seconds.
who is 0-14. I was trying to like keep going with
Kill
that.
the record.
Yeah.
You're waking me up here.
Yeah. That's
okay,
so I'm
okay.
saying that T1 is almost guaranteed upper bracket, pretty much guaranteed
Yep.
tiebreaker at the very least if they win this game. While on the other hand, Undying will be 9-5, and their last opponent is, I think we said Aster.
the
No, they're
Radiant
EG. Holy crap. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We were saying Undying need to win 3 out of 4 of their remaining, and now they only have 3 remaining and didn't win.
So if they go 9-5, let's just theorycraft this here. If they go 9-5, so that would put T1 at 7-7. And then they were to win one more, they'd be 10-6. So like if they win 2 of the remaining,
5
EG would end up being
Dire
9-7,
get a ban.
and T1 would be at best 9-7. So actually winning 2 games out of their next 3 will be
Might
good
be.
enough.
okay.
Most likely, it will get them into the playoffs tiebreaker at the
Tiebreaker,
very
man.
minimum for Undying. So
Radiant's turn
both
to
these
ban.
teams pretty much sealing the deal for minimum tiebreaker if they win this game.
As far as matchups go in that last match, who's IG playing? Because they're obviously made it through. I'm just wondering. 'Cause obviously that's bad
They
for their
have
opponent.
OG left.
Okay. OG, I mean, OG
Who's
VP,
OG?
yeah. It
Seconds.
depends how they want to approach that. It's like, do you try and 2-0 OG and knock them
5
out of the
seconds
upper.
remaining.
Theoretically, if OG go 9-7, they may not end up in top 4.
Yeah. So neither of these two teams have 7 losses yet. So they're both capable of overpassing OG. So VP has, holy crap, there's so much to think here. They have Aster. So they're almost guaranteed to win one game. Let's just like leave VP at 10-6. Like they're very likely to win one of those two. Aster has nothing to play for. VP is the better team. We'll put them at 10-6. 10-6 is going to get you through.
Yeah.
Because these teams are playing each other. OG is going to lose at least one game to IG. I mean, these are all very likely things.
Yeah, 10-6 seems to be the threshold.
Yeah.
Or at least tiebreak. The thing is, if
Radiant's turn to
Undying lose this game, then
Oh my god, they're role playing. Continue.
then the matchup between them and EG, it's like if they get a draw, it's like I feel like neither of those teams is advancing. They're going to both end up 5th, 6th with the 9-7. 9-7 may not make it.
They'll have play-in no matter what, right?
At 9-7?
Yeah, I'm saying like if you are between upper bracket and lower bracket, they'd have an actual game played.
Yeah, it's more if
5
EG and Undying
seconds
both
remaining.
end up 9-7, then I think T1 will be 10-6. VP probably 10-6. They just have to win one game, and OG have to win one game. That's the other important thing.
Okay.
Lots of that OG IG game very important for OG actually.
Yeah, it's very important for them, not so important for IG. And then on the
Yeah.
other hand, you have the T1 game or the VP game that's very important for them and not so important for Aster. So
Radiant's turn to
yeah,
pick.
there's so much riding on this game. We've already given you the narrative. It's there. The story spun. Welcome everybody to game 2.
I feel like we
Undying.
just talked like for 5 minutes about possible bracket stuff, and I don't think our viewers have.
Let's be honest, they know what the
yeah.
heroes look like, but they heard my draft
seconds.
analysis and it was entirely wrong. So it's probably better for their enjoyment of the
5
game to know the
seconds remaining.
storyline than it is to know the heroes.
Yes.
As that is a dragon with 2 heads. He has 4 abilities. Cool Breath, which does damage. Ice Path, which stuns and does damage. Fire, that is a passive attack modifier. Does damage and slows attack speed. And you have Macro Pyre,
Dyer's
which
turn
is a
to
line that
pick.
deals damage. There's a lot of lines for a lot of lines. That's all I got.
Undying, they pick some stuns. Better. Not the best stuns, but there are stuns.
Monkey King we saw in
10
the
seconds.
secrets. Yapzor Pwn
5 seconds
on Mission
remaining.
Monkey.
Yeah.
The stun from the trees. They gave him a level 10 talent that makes it 0.3 duration longer. Boundless Strike used to be like a pretty underwhelming stun. It was more like a setup for other stuns. But now it's like 2.3 seconds. It's a pretty long stun, and you're casting it from trees. So, yeah, it's usually enough to set up for somebody else to either kill them in that duration or follow it up. So in this case, the Lena Monkey King makes a lot of sense. You'll likely be able to get that Light Strike array. Follow up. You already got that set up. It's going to be almost certainly a 4-position Monkey King. This is almost certainly a 4-position Weaver. If you guys have not been watching, these heroes have been
Here's
demoted
the
to support
Radiant
because they're just picked so
Bound.
often. And that's the first Pango
Ooh.
I've seen in a while.
I like it. It's a hero Undying. Saberlights always look really good on. Occasionally it flexed at mid, but I don't think that's the case here with the Lena.
I honestly don't like it that much against Tiny because a lot of the heroes that
10
Pango's really good against are heroes
seconds.
that can't do damage to him while he's rolling, but Tiny with a
5
50
seconds
attack range,
remaining.
he has the
The
tree.
Dire get a
Sometimes I've seen
ban.
Pangos like roll into the fight and the Tiny will just Silver Edge and hit him once and then they just die. So I think Pango's viability in the game is directly related to his or how invulnerable he is during his roll. And you've got the Weaver bugs that will stay on you if you got them in the first place. They won't latch on,
10 seconds.
stay on you. And then the Invoker Cold Snap makes it really difficult
5
for
seconds
Pango to
remaining.
roll until he has Shard. Just saying, it's like if he gets into the fray with Blink Dagger, it's a solid Pango game, but it's going to be a little while until that's the case. I think the laning stage will be a bit well because melee heroes against Jakiro. I think Whitemon's going to top lane.
And Tiny's lane stages always look pretty scary as well. Damage up to
Yeah.
the tree toss and
He hits for, I believe, 85 damage with the tree, level 1.
solid.
That's a lot of damage.
Very solid. Well, See how these teams look to round
The
off their
Dire
drafts.
get a
T1
ban.
looking for an
Offlaner for Cuckoo.
offlaner. Okay.
Bloodseeker would have been great because you don't want to pick a melee strength
Yeah.
offlaner. I know them after watching them for 3 series now. It's gonna be
It's going to be a night.
10 seconds.
against Undying. I don't know. I would be
5
upset
seconds
if they
remaining.
picked Night Stalker into, because the thing about Night Stalker is you use your Dark Ascension and you get a vision event. If Undying puts Tombstone on a cliff, it's 1800 vision flying at nighttime.
Okay.
So it
lose
negates
it,
not
yeah.
only the strength hero aspect of laning, but also that would just be like, we love Night Stalker.
Yeah.
Stalker.
That's that's where I'm coming from. I think their first like 3 games when they went 0-3 at the side, I think they had like 3 Night Stalker games in a row.
By the way, I thought they might pick offlane Faceless Void. I thought it would have been
Ah.
pretty freaking sick with the Jakiro
yeah.
follow-up as well as the Invoker follow-up, and it's
Okay.
an Agi hero against the Undying, so I was down for that. I was surprised. Actually, really cool that Undying
10
saw that and banned it.
seconds.
They could even flex it safe lane too, like the Tiny can
If you
offlane.
put offlane Tiny
5
against
seconds
that
remaining.
Undying, that sounds pretty ass. That's
4 Tiny with 3 Weaver.
Oh, that's true. Actually, you could do
Yeah.
that. Could do that. It could be 3 Weaver.
Zephyr does love his Tiny.
Okay, okay.
But no, I think it's. Kyle, you want to try cast, I hear.
Yes, you want to stick around another hour, my
Yeah.
friend?
Why are you laughing and pointing fingers at me, Kyle? That's not very nice. Yeah, so we'll see what these last picks will be. As far as Undying, they're looking
I speak.
presumably for that
Ooh.
hard carry.
I like that
Okay.
a lot. I like this pick a lot.
Nice.
They've got so much early pressure, and they kind of lack early mobility on Undying. Like, they'll eventually get the boots of travel on Lena. Once the monkey can get some levels, he'll be able to jump around the map. But Undying, as a
10
hero,
seconds.
very immobile. Pangolier needs items to be
5
mobile,
seconds
so they've got
remaining.
they've got like the secret style that we saw last series going for them. That's not exactly what I'd view as like T1's style per se, but even though they have these really active heroes, they also have a lot of farmers. They have a lot of heroes that can farm by themselves. You know, Tiny's going to hit up the newts, Voker's going to play the mid lane, Weaver can kind of just clean up whatever lane, and same with Jakiro. They have a lot of, like, their supports are very good at farming this game. T1 side. They can't kill this Weaver easily on Undying. Means that kind of just play their side of the map. And they go for the troll.
Hero.
Really strong for the lane.
Yeah.
It's a very good lane against Nature's Prophet, but I'd be kind of down if they just do like a core Jakiro. Or you just I've seen them do 5 position Prophet in
Okay.
the SAA. I'm curious if they do it. Nope.
Do not.
Is it going to be core Weaver now? They're still waiting. They're keeping us on our
Weaver makes
toes. 23 carry.
Whoa.
Oh, so it is
for
the Zephyr Tiny.
Okay.
Ah, you know what?
It-
It's a really good Weaver game. I said they couldn't
Yeah.
kill him so he could be a support on their side of the map, but they're just going to put him as a carry.
Yeah. They got to the last pick and they're like, wait a second.
They have not
this
countered
Weaver is-
Weaver at all.
Yeah. There are some stunts, but nothing like that really ruins this
No,
Weaver's game.
once you get like one strength item and
Yeah,
like the level 10
he's-
talent, I'm feeling real good about 23 Savage's game. And the laning stage, they rely purely on slows. Saberlight, you go for the shield crash, which is slow now. You also go for the boundless or the
on the Penguin,
on the landing thing.
the Primal Spring.
Primal Spring, thank you.
Yes.
Both of which are like that's how they usually dominate the lane is the slows, and Weaver obviously with the haste from the Saguchi. I'm definitely favoring T1's draft. I think Weaver as a carry has been underrated throughout the tournament. I think a lot of teams have been hesitant to flex him back to a carry when they pick him like with a couple picks left in the draft.
Yep.
And I really like that T1 left him as a carry.
Yeah. And they're going to round things off. End of the day, fatigue setting in. It's, 10 p.m. You've maybe been playing since the first series day. Picking some comfort here. So their Cuckoo's like a level 24, almost master tier Nature's Prophet. So just making sure players are playing comfy when you're in your last game of the day. We'll quickly prediction speedrun time.
Player with the most total magic or pure damage. I'm gonna go with
Tiny.
Lena. I think it's Brawl. Invoker is gonna be chilling.
Net worth of 25.
I'm going Weaver. I think there's no way they shut him down. He's gonna own. Number of Roshan kills. Based on the last game, we're gonna go with 5. No, I'll do
0 to 2 or 3.
I think it's 3. Number of tiny. Oh, I've never seen a hero specific
Let's
thing.
go 19 plus.
He's support. The game's gonna go long enough, I think. Sure. I'll go 19 plus. It's either gonna be 14 or 19 plus.
Yeah, I feel like one of the two biggest.
Specifically 14.
Yeah. There we go.
It's weird. You never really conceptualize like how many times does Tiny toss combo in a game. I've never really thought about it. So,
but 19 plus is a lot. Like how many? Like one every how many minutes? Like if this game goes,
I'm changing my prediction. You're already making. Yeah, 13 to 18. I'm doing 13 to 18.
Yeah, that sounds way better.
19 plus is a lot
for support too. He's not gonna have a blink for a while.
Okay, so Dubu on his signature hero. If you guys have played this guy or seen this guy play pubs, he picks like Enchantress, Undying, Wisp 90% of his games if he can. And this man's like 10k doing it, so but here I feel like he's gonna struggle. This seems like a really hard Undying game, as Weaver just doesn't care about anything Undying does. The only hero that really cares is the Tiny, and that's a 4 position. They're swapping up the lanes. They're putting. Why are they matching Zephyr against Dubu? You would think they're like avoiding that, because Dubu rotated lanes and Zephyr followed. Does he think the toss safe lane is like scary enough?
Yeah, tossing the tower plays, I guess. That's what I see here. Your safe lane creep wave is the one that's going to be close to the tower. They do toss Dubu back, but no tower hits coming into play there. Meanwhile, top, you got Cuckoo and Whitemon. Double range. I mean, this is going to be tough lane for Troll and Monkey King.
Yeah, maybe they think that Jakiro is significantly better against the Troll. Is what they're actually thinking. Tiny doesn't do much to Troll. Okay, mid lane. Braille has a heavy weight on his shoulders, because I think Tomato's going to need a lot of time to ramp up his items. We've been seeing a lot of Falcon Blade Maelstrom from Troll Warlords. Looks like he's got those items queued up to phase, or no, just phase Sage's Mask. I'm totally down to not buy the full Falcon Blade. I think it's kind of a meme on this hero. I don't think he needs all that mana regen. Toss into tower from Zephyr. Bottom lane, Dubu is Undying. He's Undying. He's not going to die.
They're Undying.
Everyone does that. They do have a sentry bottom on Undying side, so that means 23 Savage can't be as aggressive as he would like.
Nope. So far, the Zephyr Tiny working out. 4 Tiny has just disappeared, but when it was a thing, Zephyr was just spamming this every single game. He is one of the best 4-position Tinies in the Southeast Asian region. So no surprise to kind of see him at least test its viability here at TI.
I think if Tiny's going to be first picked all the time and the opponent really looks to counter it, I think Undying is one of the hardest heroes for Tiny to play against, because he saps your strength and the consistent slows from the dying zombies, and you don't ever attack the tomb. You have to be willing to flex it, I think, at some point in the tournament. And I like that if this far in, you know, you've played 12 games already, that you're probably one of the first teams, if not the first, to make it support. I don't think I've seen it yet.
And even if they ultimately determine it's not worth playing as a support, teams who draft against him in the future, when they see that time, be like, oh, maybe it's going to be a support. They're going to second guess. There's always those mind games when it comes to TI.
Yeah, them winning this would go a long way to the power of their first. Winning all 3 lanes so far on Undying, CS-wise.
Yeah, Lena, I guess, expected at least have a bit of an edge against a Quaswex Invoker. Brawl definitely lane stage, one of his, I'd say, strengths as a player. Always has been, as he's looking for that kill on Carl. 1 or 2 more right clicks, he might have it. Brawl wants to die
aggressive.
for it.
Wow.
The creeps. He had bottle charges, so he's fine here. Carl up all his mana and health here. He's got the Quas, so he's going to be slowly regenning with the help of the Tengos as well.
That was crazy. Brawl was getting cold snapped and just hitting him the entire time. He was tanking like 4 creeps and a cold snap, and Carl was like fighting back. And that was like a brawl to the death. Last man standing is Carl here with the stain from the Quas.
Yep. For Brawl, though, he knew he had that bounty rune to fall back on for the bottle refill, so pushed out of the lane for a little bit, but he'll maybe only miss a CS or two at most.
Nothing to say.
Ooh, I like this, by the way, on Whitemon. He has gone for a Quelling Blade on support Jakiro, and during this pause has stunned Moonmeander by
Fell
cutting
out
his
of
tree.
a tree.
Yeah, he
Colon, stunned. I never realized that's what the tool did.
fell out of a tree, colon, or semicolon, stunned. That's great. I like how it's his emblem of his spell, but it is a debuff. That's really cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I've never had it pause where you like take the time to read the description. This game has it's still in beta. It's still very fresh.
No, I don't want that shade, Brad. That
You
is-
want to leave that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that is a quality.
How the hell better can that be described?
Exactly. That's just,
Semicolon, stunned.
they're grammatically correct, even. you
Yeah,
know?
that's beautiful.
Yeah, I
The
love
proper
it.
pause, like,
Yep.
yeah, I like it. Oh, Moonmander's gonna get 2 creeps from this. Oh, never mind. Tomato says mine. I don't know about that 60 mana from Tomato in order to deal a CS from his
Bounty runes. That's not bounty. Water runes coming up, so
Zephyr.
yeah. Wants to deny it from Brawl, but Brawl's
Not
gonna
worth it,
get
it
there
looks
in
like.
time.
Yeah, he's gonna take a lot of damage for that if he does it.
Yeah, was hoping maybe if Brawl gets greedy and doesn't go for the water rune
Saberlight
immediately.
forced a TP here. Almost
Ooh,
going
yeah,
down.
wow.
Had to TP base. Yeah, Weaver's a lane griefer. That's just what the hero does. He's like, if you're an off-lane player, you hate laning against Weaver. You're like, man, this carry player just wants me to lose my lane. That's all. There's not very many carries that fit that description, but Weaver is the ultimate for sure. He's going for the Falcon Blade, for the mana regen, queuing up the Treads Maelstrom. Pretty standard carry Weaver build. I would love to see a Gleipnir of his own this game. So good against Pango. Even just Lina once the BKB's down. Troll, you're going to force him to pop his ultimate, maybe a BKB as well. They don't have any heroes that, like, dispel the Gleipnir convenience. I would like to see that.
Zephyr knows the Dubu ways. He knows that he loves to stack and play this hard 5, so he's coming in, messing up.
That's actually why they probably put him here.
Oh, the
Probably
tiny-
why they put the tiny
Okay.
bottom. Sorry for interrupting you there. I just
that's
realized,
fine.
I'm like,
Oh,
I would not
go
want to
ahead.
do this as a Jakiro.
Yeah.
I would not want to follow
Oh.
the Undying around with as Jakiro, right? I want to stay in lane.
Yeah, I mean, Jakiro wouldn't have boots if he's a safe lane support, whereas Zephyr just starts with boots, so he's got that extra mobility.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't think about that at all. Those are the little things that, like you mentioned, yeah, they know exactly how Dubu likes to play as the support Undying. Very cool.
The rotation on the mid lane, Carl could be in some trouble. Goes for the Ghost Walk. Jump in, jump out from Moon Meander. Whitemon. Go for any kind of counterplay. Does have 2 points in the dual breath, but find anything.
I feel like they just babysit their cores really well. Last game we saw 23 Savage getting dove, and then Whitemon just TP'd, or not Whitemon, Zephyr just TP'd and cookied him to safety. And like these little death saves that they have, like just salving him up Carl there so he's ready to go again. Seems like a really important part of the way T1.
T1 do a good job securing the power room, but they don't have the best mid hero to make use of it. It is a DD, so that maybe they can poke at this mid T1 tower. But most importantly, they deny it from Lina. Was pushed base.
Yeah, that's really important. I think Carl would have almost certainly died.
Radiant
They fort to keep the catapult alive.
Nice.
A lot of pressure here from this DD.
Yeah.
Invoker actually hits for 160 now with the Wex attack speed.
Trying to bring both supports to try and defend this one, but they got to be a little bit careful.
Nice
toss back from Zephyr. Does manage to drop the tombstone as Bryle takes out Zephyr, so it's a 1-for-1 for now. They're going to kill this tomb.
125.
And with Cuckoo, he rotates in on the Nature's Prophet, so with the tree and see they can pressure this tower. Moon
Meander?
leaps into a tornado. I think he was trying to primal spring in and then leap back to a tree, but the tornado was ready for him. Luckily, he barely survives.
This tower, though, they've got the
Yeah.
liquid fire. Already have 2 point or 1 point only, but still.
And yeah, they have to continue TPing in. Saberlight even TPs in. They are dead sound defending. That's a level 5 Pango. Ditching his lane to come and defend a tier 1. So I think T1 say, okay, damage has been done. That's pretty good for us. Let's back off. We don't want to let these side lane heroes, particularly the troll, get too much uncontested free farm.
Yeah, Pango just has no lane against Weaver. See, 39 to 13. I guess he's actually got 30 CS, surprisingly. That's more than I thought he would have. But if you look at his inventory, he doesn't really feel good. Got Basilia's brown boots. Going for the mana boots. That's actually a nice build, since you put very few points in the lucky shot nowadays. As oh, that's a cool move by 23 Savage. He used his bugs, then time-lapsed in order to the damage from Saberlight. Well, I like that maneuver there. just winning the trades. He's not really scared of dying anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think you need probably 3 or 4 points in Boundless Strike from Moon Meander. At threat, there's no way a Light Strike array is getting landed. No Linas are really going Yules anymore. They're pretty much just going bots BKB.
Yep.
Silver Edge. So maybe the Silver Edge, I guess, will be a good timing for Brile to kill him, but well then, that's a long ways away.
Saberlight's hit level 6 now. Bit of aggression coming his way. See if he has to use that Rolling Thunder just to escape. May just be giving up his life here, yep. Ubu not in range for any kind of a soul rip.
Weaver.
Top. You're okay here. Goes for a TP out and...
Oh! Didn't go for the blind one.
Yeah. Made it up pretty comfortably in the end. At least half a second ahead of the Ice Path. But back mid, they're once again trying to pressure this mid T1 tower. MP is there as Moon Meander goes charging in, looking to get Carl. Ice Path does clip the Lina, but maybe Cuckoo. He TP'd into this one. He's a bit out of position. Carl needs to bail him out, but his spell's still on cooldown. No Tornado. And Cuckoo will go down to Saberlight's Pangolier appearing with a Rolling Thunder, so... A lot of heroes playing around, committing to defending this T1 mid tower on the Undying side.
I would like to see 23 Savage pressuring bottom tower a little bit more, because he's got the lane to himself. But I understand that when there's a big camp as a carry, they've just got so many areas of pressure going elsewhere that if he also applies pressure, it might just be overwhelming for Undying to ever bring the resources, as Carl's going to continue pushing mid and Cuckoo's just coming right back.
They're dead set on getting this T1 mid. I think this will be the final straw for T1 mid tower. We'll see if they get any kind of deny. It doesn't look like it. Nobody can get near without risking their life. And now Zephyr gets another toss back. This is the Zephyr special. Mentioned it before. He is so good at making these plays. And bottom
23
lane.
Savages, meanwhile, just dove Saberlight.
Solo kill onto the Pangolier.
Might TP base and salve himself in time lapse? That would be hype. Please do it. Or is he just going to go back to... Okay, he's just going to let... Otherwise, he wouldn't have been... It's a cool move whenever people do it, but... Okay, we see another move top.
Trying to ultimate, but not going to happen. And now he realizes his fate. Well executed rotation. T1 looking very clean in this game and also game 1.
Hold Snap just really powerful against everybody on Undying.
Yeah.
And this was, I believe, first round Invoker, if I recall. So, a little odd there. It's just an amazing... Like, anybody he finds with Cold Snap Tornado is probably going to die, because you've got probably Tiny running around the map, as well as the Nature's Prophet always...
I'm curious, how, Troll kind of free farming so far as well as the Weaver. How does this game look for the Troll? Is it the kind of game where it can win the game for a Team Undying?
My issue is that you're going to have a Weaver who just doesn't get messed with very much. He's very content being alone for probably the next 15 minutes of the game, and Troll is going to have to buy BKB and fight his way onto the map. So if Tomato can get to BKB without dying and win a fight off of it, he's feeling really nice. But it's similar to the first game where when Brile died once, it looked really bad after that. I think if Tomato dies once, the game's going to look bad after. Like, the thing about Weaver that's so awesome as a carry is you just don't lose your safe lane tower. And your team never has to come protect your safe lane tower. And it allows your team to do exactly what you're seeing T1 do here, where they're just playing Undying's part of the map and they're consistently having to fend them off. No root from Tomato. Buy a root, please. It's 18%. He hit him twice. Do the math, people. I don't know what it is. Probably 30 so. And then you just see 23 Savage on the other hand, right? Like, Troll's being forced into his own jungle, hanging out with his team, while 23 Savage is just taking his ancient, like, taking his triangle.
Using this great vision that his team's got on the ward here. They're doing the old Ice Prophet trick where you send these treants in for scouting, but also to maybe block camps from spawning.
They've got the Dire, or the Radiant Sentry, by the way, that blocks Ancients. Yeah, they missed it. They missed the D-Ward.
But at the same time, Undying not even trying to farm that triangle of camps, at least not at the time being.
Because of Weaver, and then the mid tower's gone, so it actually doesn't feel that safe.
Gets caught by a Cold Snap Spirit Vessel. In some trouble here, manages to turn around, goes for the slow here, the toss in Carl. Doesn't have the damage for the kills. Moon Meander has gone for a Wukong's here. They're going to force T1 back, and they get him with the Rolling Thunder before the TP out. Saberlight tips Cuckoo mid-roll. They've got two, and that's the fight Undying have been looking for some time.
That's absolutely what they need. Nothing happening in the game will 100% favor T1. So if they need to battle. They need to battle on the side of Undying to get out of their side of the map. They're going to find out pretty soon that their Ancients are blocked. Maybe Dubu will also get a D-ward of the hill. Same time, Mono's going to be really sad to see that his Ancients have been farmed and be coming back. That's the worst feeling as a carry. You respawn, or he had to go back to base because of that fight. Yeah. The thing is, they win this fight, right? But Troll had to go base. Like, look at his health and mana at the top. He TP's bottom in live action here.
Yep.
And the issue is since there's no space to go on the map for Undying, it's really obvious where you're going to go.
Cuckoo returning the tip. Saberlight tipped him mid-rolling thunder, and
it started with Cuckoo earlier, by the way. He tipped him first. They tipped,
okay, all right. They're in a bit of a tip
Saberlight when he got solo killed by 23 Savage.
Got a little bit of a beef building up here.
Yeah, a little bit of mind games.
Yeah.
Two teams trash talking.
I feel like these two teams would be pretty friendly to each other. You know, they're both kind of those scrappy underdog teams that are looking to, you know, fight their way. Right now, they're heavy rivals, obviously, fighting over those upper bracket slots as bottom lane Zephyr pushes a bit too far up, and Undying are going to punish.
You haven't played a game of Dota if you haven't been tipped when you get killed, you know?
Oh.
You got to be mentally prepared for that one. I'm sure Saberlight's doing it in good fun. He's like, yeah, if you're gonna shit talk me, I'll get you right back.
Any bad blood in that. Some of the other tips we've seen, maybe there's been a little in some of the other games.
It's usually when there's like history,
yeah,
between the players. I don't think there's any like bad blood history going on here. Ryle, pretty speedy, but he uses the light strike array early. You saw that he tried to use it on the Sprout, so that was really good patience from Cuckoo. So like a little bit of like really high level mind games between the two of them there.
Savage, they see him, they get a nice 2-hero boundless strike into Wukong, but 23 Savage can just shoot you on out of this one. Avatos cover gets moved low and bursts him down, so no more Wukong, and Saberlight, he's gonna be careful. This Weaver can just kind of chase him down and get a couple more right clicks off. Has got Shield Crash
getting out here.
Oh,
oh, that was nice to go up the hill. That was nice.
You know, he's up there. They go for the blind ice path just to make sure he's not TPing out, and he doesn't have one, so great defense from T1.
They're just so fast around the map. They have Sakuchi, they have Quaswex Invoker, and they have Nature's Prophet, so they will be everywhere. You have to be prepared. I think Undying's a little bit overzealous there diving. You will get the entire squad.
Yeah.
Like that's just T1's lineup. You have to be fast, and it has to be smooth. If you're against Weaver, he's just you away.
Yep.
Also, the armor from Wukong's isn't that great because Weaver's predominantly like all his damage items the Maelstrom. Pretty underwhelming defense there.
Yeah, it felt like they just got a bit too excited because they saw them from the trees. They get a 2-hero boundless, but the follow-up is just like, yeah, if Lena's there for like an LSA combo, but that's not the case.
Oh, I said I would have really liked Gleipnir from 23 Savage, and they've got one queued up. Cuckoo. First item, Gleipnir. It's actually going to be terrifying. I've played against first item Nature's Prophet, Gleipnir, and just it's crazy because he just TP's behind you, and then you guys are like on the retreat, and they don't have a way to deal with this until BKBs. Ryle, he's working on one, but he's going to have to pop a BKB for a lot of different things. You know, you're scared of the Tiny, you're scared of just Invoker cold snapping you, suddenly this Gleipnir. You can't have BKB for like 7 different things. You can only use it once. Savage queuing up the Dragonlance, so he doesn't feel the need to go. Nice for him. He's tanky. 1800 HP with
He's under attack.
They come Undying. They want to, you mentioned, they can't just sit back. That favors T1, so they're looking to make their next move down bottom with a Blink Pangolier. 23 Savage shows himself here. They're going to blink in. They catch the Weavers. The follow-up's not going to be there. He time-lapses out. Nice predictive play from 23 just to, even on full health, use a time-lapse to get away from any kind of chain stun.
He missed Boundless Strike. Be a bit more patient on Moon. He tried to set up the Pangolier roll, but the Pangolier had Blink, so need to set up the Pangolier.
And unfortunately, just an awkward area to find like that chain stun from the roll. There's not really much to bounce off these little frosty things.
I think Zephyr probably could have tossed him to safety as well. There were a lot of options for T1 there, and they're going to immediately smoke out because they don't want to get pinned. The bottom side of the map, they scanned. They know somebody's here, but it was just Moon Meander who's already on his way out. Might is queued up for Carl. He's almost got it. He's just going to be running around, so it's really important. Pretty much.
See him? Oh. Turned around right as he went for the boundless strike. Nothing happened. We didn't see anything.
Oh, I actually didn't see it. There like an attempt at a boundless strike that missed?
Yeah, I don't actually know if he was going for a kill. It's just like a Tiny's running as I went boundless strike and then maybe run away, or Tiny decides to run away in his own accord.
Yeah, if you look at the two drafts, power pressure from pro support, and they've applied it so well. They're up by 3K and they're up by 3 towers. All 3 tier 1. Oh, they're up by 2 towers. Bottom tier 1. That's like the easy one to take, while usually the safe lane tower bottom, or the off lane tower doesn't get taken. It's like Undying trying to make something happen, but like you said, they keep wanting it to happen, but this one's like, I feel like they're picking their battles very carefully.
For a second, Cuckoo started casting his teleport to come to the Ancients, and then he canceled it. Like, they know something's up here. They drop a sentry as if they know that their triangle had been invaded, and now, they get the Observer. That nice Ice Savage catches the Lina. Bryle in trouble. He doesn't have his BKB yet. The rolling thunder from Sableye is going to come in, but they've already lost Bryle. What a move from T1. They recognized exactly where Undying had made their smoke to. They got down the necessary vision and hit the perfect Ice Path initiation. Sick plays from Whitemon.
Got that Gleipnir coming out in 70 gold. So all these heroes that are running away and TPing out, that's not gonna happen.
Just like yours.
That's a big one there. They've got Pango bottom getting set up on. Cuckoo's got the Atos. Got no roll. Well, yeah, he's dead.
Escape for him, and
you can show on one creep wave, and then once you've killed that creep wave, you can't show anymore because you will just die.
Moon thinks he can show a little bit in the mid lane, but instantly gets jumped on as well. T1 going from kill to kill, a bit faster pace than last game.
I love to see T1 playing this way. I don't think I've seen them play this way in the 6 games we've casted. It's nice to see multi-dimensional, like they're ready to punish a passive playstyle.
Yeah, it's definitely been much more of the let's pick 23 Savages, Medusa, and whatnot. And even their offlaner and mids have been very greedy, like mid Dooms and offlane Dooms.
I think this Weaver carry, where like most teams, I'm pretty sure Undying was like 99% sure it was Weaver 4, Tiny 1 in the draft. I'm pretty sure this Weaver carry swap was game winning. It changes the pace of the game, right? Because Tiny wants to wait till 20 minutes with the Echo Saber, Shadow Blade, Shard, BKB, while Weaver starts his action super early. It made Saberlight's game non-existent because of how many times he was pressured bottom. Like, if you look at the net worths of Saberlight's, just it's hurting.
And it's not like Tiny as a 4 has felt at all underwhelming. This 4 of Tiny has been very impactful.
It was such a free Weaver game that he didn't really need a support in the lane. So like this 4 Tiny, who's generally going to be weak in the first few levels, that weakness was not able to be exploited. Go again, Zephyr, support Tiny. Oh my god.
No, that's so demoralizing.
Give him the I was going to say give it to him, man. Keep it PMA, keep it BSJ, give it to him right there. You can rely on this guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's PMA right now.
Gotta hurt. I feel like that's like 3 back-to-back smokes. Undying, they know this game's slipping away. They got to make these moves now, and it's just not quite working for him every single time.
Bottom tower.
Like, make sure they're not in the Roshan pit. T1 have other ideas. They're just playing the farm game. They're playing the full map. One hero farming and pushing mid, one bottom. Enemy Ancients, their own jungle, their own Ancients. Just very efficient gameplay from T1.
Yeah, my issue with the Undying draft is that all 3 of their cores babysitting. Cores that need babysitting, either going to sit together, not farm, or they're going to get picked off one at a time, because you can't babysit all of them. Kind of what's been happening is they've attempting to move out on the map. Saw Bryle fighting before his BKB. Radiant Ancients, Saberlight getting forced out of bottom lane. He's hanging out with the team. It just feels really awkward. Tomato's got BKB. So it is time for him to lead the charge. They also have Brile BKB. If there's a time, it's now. Mid-tower seems to be the objective, but Zephyr is just clearing the wave. That is so obnoxious.
Yep. Again and again. And they've got all these heroes that can push wave. Jakiro goes bottom. They've got Nature's Prophet who can push out waves very easily and safely if you just want to use the treants. So
Uproot, and after that,
very frustrating to make these, you know, you want to make these 4-man, 5-man smoke moves and suddenly all your lanes are getting pushed out.
Now, one concept I never really thought about until I casted with Aoi is that the idea of like side lane heroes. Heroes that are side laners are like elusive heroes that kind of catch you off guard. While in the mid lane, there's pretty much all the information in the world. The river's like very open. It's hard to sneak up on anybody. And so Undying has a lot of side lane heroes. Like the Monkey King, he's never going to stun you in the river. Same with Pango. And so I have a hard time believing they're ever going to be able to get out on the map through mid lane. And the problem is that T1's also has really good side lane heroes. Voker's an assassin hero. Tiny's going to be winding through the trees. Weaver. So I think they've kind of they're going to get beat at their own game in this side lane Dota. And, we're seeing T1 in front of them.
They're fishing for this monkey. They'll get him with the avalanche. Moon, maybe a turnaround coming. Zephyr could have overstepped here. The Lina trying to burst him down. A couple more right clicks in the Dragon Slave. They'll get him.
No BKB yet on this Prophet.
Cuckoo being rolled on. Yeah, he's a little bit short. Maybe a second casualty. Not a bad... Ooh, an ice path into tornado. Oh, that's huge. But Cuckoo's still going to die for it. They just don't have the damage to follow it up. That was so beautiful looking, but they didn't have the damage.
Honestly, they have no troll BKB, and there's a DD top, and they scouted it with a tree. I'm pretty sure they just kill Rose. So, yeah. The thing about Dota is you can get all the kills you want, 2-0 for Undying, but I think this is going to net an objective for T1, which... It's just not how you get back in the game. It's a start. You have to do it. It's important that they caught Cuckoo before his BKB. But I don't think it's going to mean much in the grand scheme of things here, as they're just going to take...
Straight on in.
Alacrity plus DD. He could A-click somebody on the map and draw aggro from this bug. Do it! Draw aggro from the bug! No! Let the bug die. Okay, player with highest net worth at 25 was 23 Savage by a hair. Wasn't exactly convincing.
Is that our prediction?
Player with highest total magic damage at 10 minutes. That was also our prediction. Brile, we're 2 for 2. Roche going towards 23 Savage. He can play like a god now. He's unkillable.
He's charging forward. He knows not much that can kind of scare him. Dugu does get off the tombstone on the side here. They found Zephyr. They are just so frustrated by this Tiny. They're focusing so much on him.
They did counter him.
Yeah.
And that is why he's a support.
Rolling Thunder just for the 4 Tiny. You've kind of mentioned it like even last fight. It's like you just got to take what you can get at this point if you're Undying.
They have no BKB on 23 Savage, and they do have the BKB on Tomato, so this is why they're not mid lane heroes. Like mid lane heroes like Jakiro, ones that can clear the wave from really far away, and you don't have to reveal yourself. It's like there's the information's all there, but you just don't put yourself in a position to ever get gone on. T1's doing an amazing job, because earlier we saw they wanted to group up for mid, and Zephyr just cleared it with Avalanche Toss, and now you're seeing Whitemon do it with his ultimate. So the thing is, it's like, as Undying's lineup, unless you have Blink Roll from the Pango, how do you actually kill these supports who are just sending their nukes from long range? Backing off. I don't think you can deal with it. But they're farming both side lanes again. We see Moon Meander potentially setting up for Tomato here, while Saberlight's doing his own thing, and now he's connected to his through mid.
A high ground ward here. They seem to know it's there. Heads up play from T1 is 23 Savage.
Got the basher.
Yep, found the strike to lead things off. The Rolling Thunder not going to work against the BKB though. Good safe play from 23 Savage. Just says he has the Aegis, but he just wants to commit the BKB to get out of there safely.
Top tower under attack.
Yeah, he is having some sustain issues on kind of consistently sitting at like half HP or less, which makes it pretty limiting of his aggression. I almost would like to just see him go. Yeah, he's going big. You don't feel that doesn't feel good, but you got to do it. You got 3 minutes on Aegis. Scotty's probably gonna come out right at the end.
Grab some tier 3 neutral items and maybe try to take a fight with the Aegis. T1 have in mind as Undying themselves, just like, okay, we zone this weave away, let's just keep on farming. Wait this Aegis out, farm the lanes. But here comes T1. Smoke up to make the next big move.
KB on Carl. Force Staff on Zephyr. That's actually really important against like the Wukongs and Undying Tombstone. Engage from those ultimates.
Good position from Dubu. Well, tanks the smoke gang. Does throw out the tomb. That's going to feed a bit of extra gold, but biggest deal.
I think that was his job. I don't think there's else.
Yeah.
They don't want to fight on Undying, so if they don't know where T1 is, somebody has to find out.
Went for the toss back, didn't quite land it, but on the back lines, it is going to be the Nature's Prophet just TPing in with the BKB, and Brile just dies.
He didn't BKB the ice.
The Cuckoo. That's 23 Savage. Doesn't really want to fight Moon in the Wukongs. Maybe going to wait for that one to wear off. Still kind of playing around the back of this fight, looking to deal with the troll. Chase elsewhere is on for Inga Lear, who gets Gleipnired up, Meteor.
The Vlad's lifesteal on the swashbuckle. XD says Cuckoo in all chat.
Is there some beef here? We thought it was all friendly, but all these Saberlight tips and Cuckoo XD, maybe there's like, you know, some pub game beef or something. Who knows?
That might be the most accurate application of Kyle's voice line. The "you talking to me?"
Yeah.
With the XD.
Yeah. I was wondering, you know, they both play the same role. Maybe like they meet in the pub and they're like fighting over. I want to play.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened, and then like one of them failed to do it, and the other guy was salty. Yeah, that could easily happen.
Not like real beef, just like a. Oh man, you ruined this pub game where I want to play offlane or something, so I'm going to tip you now.
Yeah, I'd had some beef with Leo Style, and I apologize. And I think I might have thrown him off, but it's fine. I hope we're cool. As Tomato, that doesn't look like a build if you're enjoying your game as Troll Warrior. Blink Nullifier? I can understand what he's going for.
Yeah.
You just, as a troll, you want to go like mana bite him, you know, like Satanic and S and Y. But he's in this spot where he's feeling like he's having a tough time hitting people. And so the Blinks to get on top of them and the Nullifiers to prevent them from running away. I totally get it. But it doesn't sound... He's gonna have mana issues. I actually don't know what he does for mana. Troll's got one of the worst end gains in all of Dota. I think 1. Yeah, just a flat 1 into mana. Nullifier costs 75 mana. Brile going for the Shadow Blade. He's almost got it. Thing is, Weaver is so good against these Shadow Blade builders because once you get the shard, it reveals you an image. The bugs, yeah. Yep. And he does lose the Aegis. 23 Savage. It's out.
And always nice when you see there's this important shard and you're like, oh, second Roche, it's coming up, you know, in next 3 to 5 minutes.
Part of what I think makes Weaver so good this patch is that pretty much every hard-hitting carry in the game wants to go Shadow Blade, and Weaver's the only carry that can conveniently detect you.
Gets the Avalanche toss, followed up with an Ice Path, but he gets the BKB off. They're gonna turn and go on Zephyr now. Gets the root, and Zephyr is likely just gonna die. He gets the force up with the last second, and that's gonna be enough to save him as the chase holds on.
Troll if he gets it off. He got it off.
Oh. He's life stealing now. He wants Carl. Clicks, he's gonna get him. Tomato. He's turned this fight around for his team. Cuckoo gonna be next. They've got 3 Undying. Have found the magical fight
now that
to turn this game around.
Right there. Good job, Brile.
Yeah. Game like this, approaching that kind of must-win status to make upper bracket.
I want to look at his inventory right now on Tomato and give props to the most value Helm of Iron Will in the history of Dota 2. As he is going to live with, what, like 50 health when he gets this ultimate off?
So here again, Saberlight does a good job of finishing off that first kill, and then he comes back to hit some additional stuns and lockdown while the Troll narrowly survives.
Wow.
And they get a tier 1 mid, they get a tier 2 mid. Huge gold swing. Huge
what is happening?
Team fight for Undying.
That's exactly what they needed. I think, man, T1, you want to be aggressive because you're so far ahead, but that's like the only way. Overcommitting into Wukong's Tombstone. That's like the only way you're going to lose fights when you're that far ahead. But now the game's not, they're not that far ahead anymore. Nullifier is a constant dispel. You know, probably people haven't seen this item very much, and it dispels continuously over the course of 5 seconds. And now Force Staff is dispellable. So you cannot Force Staff away from him anymore if he nullifies you. So that's the idea. You can't go Scepter, you can't Yule Scepter, you can't Force Staff. What other items do they have here? They're going another 4-staff on Whitemon. That's it. But I mean, even 4-staffs, you saw it almost kept Tiny alive there. I guess that's why he built it. And I like this item, by the way, from Moon Meander. He's going for a 4-staff of his own because we saw Tomato. He's going to be Sprout-teasy if you don't get him out of those trees.
Yeah.
And there's a talent for Nature's Prophet now at level 20. 75% miss chance for sprouted units. He's going to take it, right?
It's so good.
It's so good against Lina, too, right? Any ranged hero?
Yeah.
In the Sprout?
He's thinking about it for now.
No! Oh, my God. I actually can't believe he didn't take it.
8 armor's decent.
It's a lot of armor, but I thought for sure he was going to take the Sprout miss chance.
75% miss chance, yeah.
You've got 2 right-clicking cores that are pretty easy to sprout, so...
Yep.
Pretty surprised there. Or 2 auto.
Savage thinking about poking his nose up this high ground. Next Roshan in a minute and a half. That's going to be crucial for both these two teams to play around. Gonna go for a smoke. Guarded by anything. A lot of summons, but see that one as Lina Bra going to show himself in the mid lane. Caught wind of 23 Savage. Tomato smoke pops though, and 23 Savage was invis, so now they know what's going on here, and T1 can react and assemble themselves around this Roche Pit area. As it's like Undying is going to have to disengage. Maybe this is where we look for a re-smoke or for T1 to smoke themselves, because this is so crucial to win this next fight.
I think he needs to go the Blink Dagger or the Shadow Blade, because if they smoke and they find Weaver, it's like, okay, that's not going to work. They don't really have anyone else to catch him. I mean, I guess Pango's like, okay. He's actually got a Basher on Saberlight, so these BKBs are losing value. I guess that's the idea behind the Scotty, is he wants to counter the B. But I think an item that allows him to get... Like, that last fight, the only reason he was able to dish so much damage was because T1 committed onto him. I don't think they're going to make that mistake again. I think he has to bring himself to them. A Shadow Blade or a B, I would like a lot. What other big items? Oh, roll.
Coming top, they find the Invoker. They start things off with the roll. Saberlight uses the shard to turn things around, and they get Carl. A pretty big pickoff. He's dead for 70 seconds with Roche alive. He may be forced to buy back.
Yeah, they have Vlad's troll. Like,
yeah.
They're gonna take it.
They have good ways to scout the pit. And, perhaps a mistake. Can he get out of there, Moon? Oh no!
Wait, what?
He did gem too.
Oh wait, no,
he dropped the gem.
Yeah.
They put the tombstone on the high ground. They want to fight this one. Buybacks from both Monkey and Invoker. The chase is on. Saberlight's got to be careful. He's got no more rolling thunder. He may just go down. There's a tornado impedes there, but he gets out.
High ground tombstone.
Yep. Tombstone is just absolutely slowing down. 23 Savage finally trying to focus it down, but he's just not able to hit it. It's still got some health left. It's zombies.
The bugs for vision. Oh, that's annoying.
Using that roll up so effectively on the Pangolier in these fights.
Yeah, but now they don't have... Do they have... Okay, so they still have BKB Troll. They don't have BKB Lina. He's going to have Satanic. That's really good this game because they don't have Burst other than Tiny combo. And he's going to be stuck standing his ground a lot. And I really think Cuckoo at the end of this game, even if they win, is going to regret not taking that 75% miss chance on sprouted units. I'm pretty sure it would have killed Bryle at some point. But we'll see. Because he's going to stand his ground, he's going to Satanic, and he's going to need to hit people to get his... Oh! Bryle. He is fell out of tree, semicolon stunned by Bryle.
I was like, what am I looking at here?
Yeah, he light striker raid just to keep his stacks up right as Moon.
I saw Moon coming for his...
Yeah, he's like, big camp.
You gotta send a message sometime. T1, it feels like Undying, the one making all these plays, and at some point T1 maybe consider themselves becoming the aggressors. They grouped up to some extent here, but Voker elsewhere on the map, farm up the sides of Vice perhaps.
Yeah, this is a game now though.
Yeah.
This is a game because you're up by 4K, but you've also got Carrie Weaver, who is meant to be up. Yeah. Troll is #1 net worth now on Tomato. I would say this game's, I'd say 50-50. What does Gaben say? Go to the graphs. It is 58% T1, so pretty close to 50-50 here.
Fine. You'd be underdogs, but they came into this TI as underdogs and have already shown up and surprised a number of people, I imagine. before this series that was 7-3, I believe, or 8-4 or something.
Can I just say that the comeback mechanic in Dota right now is pretty insane? Because we saw what happened in the early game, right? Saberlight, he's out leveling 23 Savage. Just these like few comeback kills. I feel like the comeback experience in Dota is like when you were winning by 7k and now you're only winning by 4k, you're probably even or losing in levels. They're actually losing in XP. On the side, like Undying has the XP advantage.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it seems like that when you're behind, you get a lot. They've nerfed the comeback gold a lot, but yeah, comeback XP is still very much there. And the high ground gonna get Tomato a little bit low.
There's like something tilting about playing carry and having like supports or offlaners out leveling you just because they. I mean, 23 Savage hasn't even died yet. 5-0-4.
We're in the pit, forcing this Roshan. Saberlight goes in just to scout it out and then swashbuckles away. He knows it's going on now. Rolling Thunder in the pit, always scary. They throw the Wukong's command. Are they going to go for this? Can they time this one? 23 Savage go. They're all a little bit
got the shard, Saberlight.
Yep. 23 Savage gets bashed up by the swashbuckle. 4-staff away. They're just on full retreat, and we'll see if Undying want to chase. They probably don't, with the tombstone being committed in the pit. And Aegis already snagged. They may just back up and play a bit more defensively for the time being.
Yeah, Troll Warlord gets the shard now. I don't think I could possibly act as excited about this shard as Sunsfan was in his other cast. I don't know if you saw that. He legit talked about this shard for in an excited tone for about 2 minutes. Yeah, it's basically his old ultimate.
Yeah.
But if he's in ranged form, I believe it gives status resistance. But if he's in melee form, it gets attack speed. Toggle it back and forth is how Sunsfan sounded when he talked about it. I tried.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, very, very, very cool. Yeah, so I mean, it's a free net worth, 1,400 gold. So yes, they did get Aegis on 23 Savage, but he definitely needs a damage item. He's queuing up the Nullifier. What is that good against? Lina doesn't have anything. You can't purge Satanic anymore. Saberlight doesn't have anything. I guess just the 4-staff. Just
yeah.
the 4-staff. I don't know if that's the item then. I don't think there's anything else to dispel. I don't think people are really running away from him. I'd love to just see like a Daedalus or a Mjolnir like that.
See if he changes his mind over time. If you just saw the troll with the nullifier, it's like, I like that item. I want one of those.
Really get kited on Weaver though.
In Weaver. The plan here. T1 up only 4k gold. And we're 40 plus minutes in. That kind of a gold difference means absolutely nothing.
Say it again now. So let's see. I worry for the Weaver's ability to do damage. I think they're kind of just going to ignore it. They have the sheep done on Carl. That's a big pickup.
Yeah.
It was very difficult for them.
Scouted him by it at least.
It was very difficult for them to prevent the BKBs. Like, they have a lot of control on T1, but it's not a lot of instant control that can't be BKB dodged. So, like, we've seen the Ice Path land a few times from Fog, but that's not really reliable. So, Sheep is a pretty...
You were a bit critical last game of the Lincoln's pickup by Tomato. This time around, we get a Lincoln's on Lina. I feel like this fits a bit better, or...
Maybe he saw the sheep
Hex
stick being built.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I'm down for it. The thing about last game was Tomato could still die. While I think if he gets his BKB off on Lina, he will not die.
Tomato, they may go on him here. They Ice Path to start things off. They get followed up with a tiny combo, and they blow him up before he can ulti. Saberlight's Rolling Thunder couldn't turn things around as Duba goes for a TP out, but there's too much damage and an Ice Path. As Undying lose 2, they did get the tiny in return. Lina loading and doing some good damage there.
Oh, I feel better.
And maybe his idea was to also maybe put it on Tomato there, but I don't think he quite had his Lincoln prior to that. The sheep already paying insane dividends there. As that was exactly what cost them the last fight, was not being able to burst the troll. Just that extra little bit of disabled. No buyback, 57 seconds. They don't know that though. So they'll take it slow.
Anticipate always a potential as they don't want to go diving too deep here. They take out most of the tier 3 tower. Can they bring it down entirely? 23-7 stills and Aegis. They're going to pop it.
That was really good poke by Undying.
Yeah.
They're not committing anything.
But Aegis mostly uncontested. It was expiring in about a minute, so I don't think T1 are at all bothered by the Aegis just being taken for nothing, but they don't get the tier 3 tower. They don't really get much after winning that fight. It's still a very neck-and-neck game, and
Yeah.
Undying now have fully learned and must understand how to play into this Scythe of Vice. They need to come up with perhaps a new approach to these team fights.
Yeah, I think it's really important that T1 takes this top tier 2, because during the time where they're doing what they did bottom, normally Nature's Prophets will just TP to the other lane, the other side lane, and force reactions there, and then you're taking like a 5v4. And he can't do that because there's a tier 2 top. So really important, I think, if they can get that towards them ending the game. How many Roches did we predict? We predicted 3. So they're at 2.
Okay.
We had a pretty good idea here of how long this game was going to go. We were dealing with 2 very farm-heavy teams here.
We still need a lot more Avatos combos. We're 43 minutes in, there's only been 9.
Oh, come on, Zephyr.
My 19 plus is not looking too good.
Yeah. I lowered my prediction, so I'm feeling a bit better.
Yeah.
But this game, honestly, it's pretty difficult for both teams to end. They have a really good defense on both sides. A lot of poke and prod.
Dire's bottom tower is about to
He's done. Gonna look to force up himself out, and
That's a gem.
Oh,
That's no joke. There's a gem in there.
Dire's
not the outcome he was hoping for elsewhere. T1 still hunting Zephyr on the tiny. Who can he find? He's close to this troll. Oh,
Four-step into the toss.
Okay. Pops the BKB now. He's looking to fully run. He's being sprouted up. He's got no way out. Oh no! Tomato's being right-clicked
Easy
down.
understand
22
your-
Savage. The Hex is there to follow it up. He did pop the ultimate, so he's alive a bit long, but he's not life-stealing from anything. And 23 Savage will finish him off as soon as it expires. Zephyr's not done. He's going looking for more. Avalanche, toss back. Is a Boundless Striker's Moon. It's perhaps a bit futile here. He pops the Wukongs, but instantly dies. And then they're going to catch Lina in a nice path as well. 23 Savage gets fast, but it's not a whole lot he's worried about. Lina has a buyback, but Undying have suddenly found themselves in dire straits. And not a place they want to be.
My Roach prediction and toss combo predictions are shambles right now. As T1 has just blown this game wide open.
Oh,
I believe this was a 5k net worth lead 1 minute ago.
yeah.
I think.
You only need one more Avatos combo, it looks like.
Only one more?
You're 13, right?
Zephyr, buddy. Get in there, buddy. No, Zephyr, what are you doing?
He's got buyback.
Okay, good.
Buys back in the game. Uh-oh. Chaos Beam is raining on down Browse. Lina going to go down, and this may just be GG.
Leave some of them alive.
Pangolier, save
Keep
for
it
life.
PMA.
He's not even there.
Dude, come on.
Far away.
Oh my god.
GFG.
Oh, the
no,
DC
GG.
from Tomato.
Nice.
Oh, my
the
god.
tips.
He's not even in
boy.
the game. Man, there seems to be a little bit of salt.
Yeah. I wonder what that's. I vaguely recall. I don't know if it was Saberline who made like some tweets about some of the SEA region or teams a while ago. Maybe it's related to that. I don't know, or it's just something from some pubs.